Hello, my beautiful people. I know you guys are extremely bored and nothing inspiring really works on you anymore because let's be real, there's nothing you can do. So how can you be productive? But I have something for you today that might give you an idea of how you can make the best of use of your quarantine. So today's story is an example of a fairy tale coming true. Maybe you'll be inspired and use your free time to create something great and useful. Can you guess who will we be talking about today? Which star will be our hero? Yes, none other than Troye Sivan. What did he go through to become famous? He started as a YouTuber, he sang covers, played parts in movies, and today he's an international star. So who actually is Troye Sivan? And does his fairy tale have any dark sides? Stay with us till the very end to find out before that, and don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscription and turn on the little notification bell to not miss any of our future videos. Troye Sivan, or should I say Troye Sivan Mellet, was born on the 5th of June of 1995 in Johannesburg, South Africa. As one of 4 kids of Laurel, a homemaker and a former model, and Sean Mellet, an entrepreneur and real estate agent. When he was just 2 years old, his family escaped to Australia due to rising crime in South Africa after the end of the South African apartheid. Troye grew up in an observant Orthodox Jewish family and home, but today he declares himself as an atheist. Sivan has taken singing lessons since he was 9 years old. His career began in 2006 when he sang at the Channel 7 Perth Telethon and even performed in a duet with Guy Sebastian, Australian Idol winner. He also appeared there in the 2 following next years as well. In 2007, Troye reached the final of the Star Search competition and he released his debut EP entitled Dare to Dream. During that same year, Troye got to the acting business when he played the title character on the spectacle Oliver on the staging of the novel Oliver Twist at the Regal Theatre. Troye has continued his acting since then, so he starred as Ace in a short film, Bertrand the Terrible, and before that as a young James Howlett in the X-Men Origins Wolverine. What's interesting is that he took part in auditions for a movie about mutants after the recommendation of one of the Hollywood agents who watched his performance on the telethon. Can you imagine that all this happened when he was only 13 years old? In February of 2010, Troye was a member of the group Youngsters who modeled on the clip with Usher, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Celine Dion, and many more. They created and recorded the YouTube version of the charity single We Are the World 25 for Haiti. The income from the distributing of the music video was donated to Haiti earthquake victims. A few months later, he got the main role, John Milton, in the movie Spud, an adaptation of the 2005 novel by South African writer John Van Ruit with the same title. So for this role, Troye received a nomination for the South African Film and Television Awards in the category of Best Leading Actor in the Film. And then he played this character again in Spud 2, The Madness Continues, and it premiered on June of 2013. Sivan also starred in the 3rd film in the series, Spud 3, Learning to Fly, which was released on the 28th of November of 2014. Have you guys seen it? But let's go back a little bit. In September of 2012, Troye also launched his own video blog on YouTube. In the beginning, there were song covers and recordings of his performances. With the time, he added challenges, jokes, opinions, confessions, and nowadays music clips of his own songs and collaborations with famous musicians, like Ariana Grande or Alessia Cara. And at the time, because of his large presence on YouTube and other social medias, Time magazine named him one of the 25 most influential teens of 2014. Today, he has 7.15 million subscribers, and his net worth is estimated at around $10 million. But how did he get so far with his music career? Well, let me tell you. At the beginning of June of 2013, in the day of his 18th birthday to be exact, Troye signed a recording contract with EMI Music Australia. But he kept it a secret until a year later when in August he released his second EP called Troye, with an X instead of an O in the middle. This mini album debuted at the top of the list of the most bought albums on iTunes in over 55 countries around the world and in 5th place on the Billboard 200, while the promotional single from it, Happy Little Pill, reached 10th place in the charts in Australia. In September of 2015, he released another EP, Wild, with which a music video trilogy, Blue Neighborhood, comprising the 3 songs Wild, Fools, and Talk Me Down, was an introduction to his first major album, Blue Neighborhood, and it premiered on the 4th of December of 2015. Next on the list, he went on a promotional tour titled Troye Sivan Live, in which he performed in the United States and several European countries, and since that day he has continued his music career with bigger and bigger success. And as we have said earlier, he works with big names from the industry. Troye is mostly known as a singer, but maybe you don't know that he also plays piano and bass guitar as well. Of course, Troye also has his own idols, and one of them is Amy Winehouse, for whom he wrote a song, June Haverly. By the way, June is the month of his birthday, and Haverly is his mother's maiden name. But later in some interview, Troye said that Amy Winehouse inspired him to write songs. Michael Jackson introduced him to music, and Lorde showed him that it was all really possible. Also, the history of friendship with Ariana Grande is interesting, but we will tell you about this later. The singer's Instagram is equally as popular as the YouTube channel, where he has more than 11 million followers and where he shows his passion for fashion. After all, he's no stranger to this world. He walked in Yves Saint Laurent runway, graced the cover of V magazine, and has modeled for American Eagle. On Instagram, Sivan also shows his friends a piece of his private life. Speaking of which, in 2009, Troye revealed to his parents that he's homosexual. But his coming out was 3 years later when he publicly confessed this via YouTube. And in an interview for GQ, Troye said that how great the role of the internet and his YouTube channel was in his life when he was struggling with his sexuality. He admitted, "I don't even know the person I would be without the internet. Growing up in Perth and feeling so far away from the rest of the world, I needed the internet to survive." Obviously, there are crazy people out there, but one of the positive things is that this makes the world so much smaller. You can meet your first gay friend online, and it can change the way you see gay people. That's making for a more empathetic society. In 2016, Sivan started dating model Jacob Bixenman, and reportedly, they live together now. Troye lives in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. Today, also, Troye is actively working for the LGBT community, which has led him to be called by many the young homosexual icon. And although in an interview with another Man magazine, Troye admitted that he doesn't want to be described in this way, and in his second album from 2018 entitled Bloom, he included songs that not only inspired by his boyfriend, but he also revealed various aspects of life of a young homosexual. On the album, you will find songs about the search for identity, the need for closeness, and the maturity to love and parting. There's also a duet with Ariana Grande, whom the artist has been friends with for many years. The song is called Dance to This. Anyway, in the same year, he appeared as a guest in her music video for the controversial song Thank You Next. And how did they meet? The vocalist, while promoting the 2015 album in America, Troye admitted that Ariana began to watch him on Instagram and they exchanged a few words with each other for the first time. Then Troye admitted that sometime later, Grande contacted him via FaceTime to introduce him to her goats. As the singer said in an interview, the hit 30, these goats live on the artist's estate and have a special room full of hay. And this was the beginning of a beautiful friendship that continues to this day. Could that be a joke? 2018 was a special year for Sivan because the singer also starred in the movie Boy Erased. It's a story based on real events about Jared, son of a Baptist pastor from a small American town, who at the age of 19 comes out to his parents. However, they gave their son two options, whether he had to undergo controversial therapy or he would lose his family and friends and will be expelled from the church. Then he goes to the special center with military rigor. The stars of the film are Lucas Hedges, Nicole Kidman, and Russell Crowe. Troye Sivan played Gary, one of Jared's teammates, if you can call him that. What's more, the singer's songs often appeared in the film. For the song called Revelation, which is specially written for the production with John Thor Bergensen and Leland, he has been nominated for a Golden Globe. The artist was extremely pleased with the nomination for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, so that you can now see from his Twitter posts that he could not speak eloquently for a long time. Today, Troye does not do much vlogging on YouTube, which, as even he admitted, sometimes he misses, but with the help of that, he maintains contact with his fans through social media, and he's extremely active on them. There's an interesting story about how he met his big fan from Poland once. When Sivan announced the plan of his European concert tour and there was no city from their country on it, the girl challenged the vocalist and wrote, "Pay for my ticket." She didn't think the singer would fulfill her request, and it was like this. A 20-year-old girl, Ola, is a great admirer of the singer and a very active commentator on his posts on social media. What else? The musician knows her because they often exchange messages in public, and Troye himself follows her on social media. And so when Sivan announced his tour in Europe, He wrote, "I said, download my app and use pre-sale code BonjourBitch to get your tickets to come see me in Europe." To which the girl jokingly wrote back, "I said pay for my ticket." The post gathered 5,000 likes on Twitter, and the singer contacted his fan and, as promised, bought her VIP ticket for his concert in Berlin in March of 2019. Doesn't such a nice attitude toward fans remind you of the behavior of Taylor Swift or maybe Lady Gaga? Even recently, during the quarantine caused by the coronavirus pandemic, Troye did a really beautiful gesture. A few days ago, the singer released his next single, Take Yourself Home, and combined the premiere of the song with the action of freelancers who lost their jobs to the outbreak of the epidemic. And so, on Instagram, he asked artists, graphic designers, animators for help in creating the video for the song. What's more, as a result of his cooperation, t-shirt designers were also created to be sold, and their profit will be donated to the World Health Organization and Spotify COVID-19 Music Relief, a project for musicians who lost their source of income. The singer himself commented on his new song saying, "Take Yourself Home is one of my favorite songs I've ever written. This song is kind of a pep talk with yourself and the place you're from, grappling with your place in the world. I write these songs as a diary entry, then as life and places change and relationships change, songs can take their new meaning entirely." Clearly, that was what happened for this song, and what is going on with the world right now. Have you heard it? What do you think about the song as well as Troye Sivan? Do you believe that he's like a wonder child and whatever he touches will turn gold? Do you feel inspired by his story? Tell me, are you his fan? Let's talk about all of that in the comments, and remember to like, share, and follow us on Instagram, and become part of our Curious Sips family by subscribing to our channel. Until next time.